Yes, I hope the screen is visible. Please pin the video where you can see the producer consumer problem is written.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So yesterday we have started with the producer consumer problem, isn't it? In the part of process synchronization. And this is the second last part of our third unit. After this, we will be having a point of deadlock. Okay. So producer consumer problem, which is related to the process synchronization. So yesterday, what we have learned, we have discussed about this producer code, and there is one more process which we are calling it as a consumer code, a consumer process, isn't it? And we have also discussed how they are going to execute in a normal case, or we can say without any preemption, without any interruption in between the execution of the processes, how they will be executing, how they can execute, that we have discussed yesterday by test case, isn't it? But now we have to check whenever we are providing any solution to any of the problem, koi bhi problem ho, whenever we are giving any solution, we have to think about the different number of cases. Okay. And also we should provide the generalized solution. It should not be limited to the specialized case, isn't it? So yesterday we have discussed the regular way of execution of this all the processes, where in which we are considering first producer will come, who will produce the items, then consumer will come, who will consume the item which are produced by our um, producer, we can say producer process, right? Just a minute. Okay, so today we have to discuss the second case, in which we are going to see if any preemption will occur at the time of execution of the processes producer, or in between the execution of the consumer process. Then what will happen, whether the processes, even if we are not synchronizing, then whether it will give the correct number or the correct result while they are accessing the shared variable or not. Okay, so simply suppose in the second case, consider there are three, we can say three products are already been produced by the producer. Okay, consider three products are already been produced, जैसे x1 x2 और मान लो x3, ये तीन products है a b c. दूसरे केस में दूसरा वेरिएबल लेते हैं a b c. There are three variables or three products which are already produced by the producer. Okay, and then we will discuss. So in that case, at this position, what will be the invariable value then? What was the invariable value? Invariable क्या करता है, क्या बताया था yesterday? It will tell you the next location where producer process can produce, keep the item after producing. And out variable, what it does, it will consume the product in next time, in the next iteration, while it will execute. So कौन से position से it is going to consume, that value will be present in this out variable. And in variable is which is related to the producer, which will tell you ki at which position the producer is going to keep the newly produced item, okay, in the buffer. So that is the in and the out variable. Also this n value is, it is showing the buffer size, total buffer size. Okay, the maximum buffer size of the in our example is n is equals to 8. Now the count variable, which is the global variable. Now what is global variable? The variable, or we can say this is the critical section variable. That means producer and the consumer both are sharing this variable. The values will be changed as and when they are going to execute. Okay, after that, okay, now let us say the producer and producer has already produced 3 items and which are been kept in the buffer. Now producer is going to produce the 4th item. Okay, so in ये तो अभी पहले काउंट इनिशियलाइजेशन का वो वाला पार्ट था. नाउ सपोज ये वाला हमारा आया. नाउ int item p, yesterday I told you this is a local variable of the producer problem. After that, while true, produce item p, item of item p. Now suppose d variable, producer क्या कर रहा है, d variable या फिर d item produce कर रहा है. Now it is checking whether the buffer is full or not, and this is also called as the entry section code. While count is equals to n. What is n value? N value is 8. So here we are checking out whether buffer is full or not. If it is full, then we cannot proceed further. We cannot keep the produced item into the buffer, isn't it? So that is why we are checking out here whether buffer is full or not. Now after checking, now in our condition right now n value is 8 and the count value will be here. Count value क्या बताता है? How many total items are present in the buffer? That means according to our current scenario, the count value will be 3, isn't it? And the in value will be next item कहाँ पे produce होगा? अभी 0, 1, 2 full है, तो next item जो भी produce होगा वो third वाले सेक्शन में होगा, वो पहले इटरेशन में हुआ रहेगा, तो इनकी वैल्यू यहाँ पे 3 रहेगी, राइट? सो बफर ऑफ इन इज इक्वल्स टू आइटम पी. बफर ऑफ इन इज इक्वल्स टू आइटम पी. दैट मींस प्रोड्यूसर ने जो भी अभी अभी एक आइटम पी क्रिएट किया, आइटम पी में क्या है? आइटम पी में हमने डी रखा है, राइट? सो दैट विल बी शिफ्टेड, दैट विल बी केप्ट इनटू दिस इन वेरिएबल. इनका लोकेशन अभी क्या है? लोकेशन वैल्यू इज 3. सो एट दिस थर्ड प्लेस नाउ दिस न्यूली प्रोड्यूस्ड आइटम विल बी kept, right? Now here, now again after setting out this variable, what we are after setting out this item, what we are going to do, we are changing the in variable value so that whenever the producer is going to produce the item next time, that will be kept at this text position, isn't it? So in equals to in plus 1 mod n, in plus 1 mod n, that is 3 plus 1 mod n, 4 mod n, 4 mod n will be 4, isn't it? So now the in value will be 4. ये 3 चेंज होके क्या हो जाएगी? 4. Now what we are doing again? Count equals to count plus 1. What count variable tells us? Count variable tells कि buffer में how many products are available, right? So before count variable consists of 3 items, but now the count value has been changed. We are changing plus 1. So this 3 becomes 4. This count is equals to 4. But ये कैसे होता है? ये अभी होने से पहले मान लो अभी ये 3 ही है, कंसीडर करो काउंट की वैल्यू 3 है, एंड नाउ वी आर एग्जीक्यूटिंग दिस इंस्ट्रक्शन काउंट इक्वल्स टू काउंट प्लस 1. अभी ये इंस्ट्रक्शन बताया था कि बैकग्राउंड में कैसे एग्जीक्यूट होती है. देयर आर फ्यू माइक्रो इंस्ट्रक्शंस विल बी एग्जीक्यूटेड बिहाइंड दिस वन इंस्ट्रक्शन, इजंट इट? सो लोड आरपी m ऑफ काउंट. सपोज आरपी इज अ लोकल रजिस्टर, RP is a local register for this producer problem process. Now what we are doing, count की value we are loading into this RP register. What is the count value? 3. So we are loading this. Fine. Now increment RP. This is one command, right? So increment RP means plus 1 will happen. That is 4. Increment हमने किया. Now before executing the third instruction, what is the third instruction? Store m of count RP. That means whatever the RP register's value is there, which is updated now, that we are going to shift, that we are going to place into this count variable, isn't it? But suppose after performing this increment and before loading the store instruction, if our producer process gets preempted, okay, we are here discussing the second case where if in between the execution of our producer consumer problem, if any preemption will occur, then what can happen? क्या problem occur हो सकता है वो हम देख रहे हैं, isn't it? So what I am saying, after loading and after incrementing the value, but before storing the updated value into the main variable, we are preempting the process. Suppose by any chance, because of any reasons, this producer process gets preempted. Fine. If this will be preempted, then the current, whatever the status of the process is there, whatever the current producer process is there, status is there, that will be stored into the PCB. मतलब कहाँ तक इंस्ट्रक्शंस इसके रन किए हैं, नेक्स्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन जब ये प्रोसेस फिर से लोड होगा तब कौन सा इंस्ट्रक्शन रन किया जाएगा, those all things will be stored into the PCB and this will be kept into the waiting queue, isn't it? Now CPU, what CPU will do after preempting this process? Suppose CPU is finding out the next one to execute and next one is available in the ready queue is consumer process. Okay. Now how consumer is going to run? Here we have while true, while count is equals to 0. This is the entry section code, isn't it? And we are checking out here whether buffer space is not empty. Okay. अगर एम्प्टी रहेगा then consumer process cannot proceed further, right? So it is, we are checking out here ki whether buffer is empty or not. If it is not empty, if this condition becomes false, then only we can go ahead. If this condition becomes true, then the loop will be executed infinitely till the condition becomes false, right? So now here we have the condition false because count value is currently 3, right? Count value is currently 3. So condition becomes false, so it will execute the further instructions. Now item C is equals to buffer of out, ठीक है? item C is equals to buffer of out. अभी मान लो यहाँ पे out की वैल्यू जो है 0 है, ठीक है? आउट वेरिएबल वैल्यू इज 0, मतलब अभी तक उसने कोई भी प्रोडक्ट कंज्यूम नहीं किया था, कोई भी आइटम कंज्यूम नहीं किया था, एंड दैट इज व्हाई आउट वेरिएबल इज इनिशियलाइज्ड विद द 0 इटसेल्फ. फाइन. नाउ आइटम सी इज बफर ऑफ आउट, मतलब 0 पोजीशन पे बफर के व्हाटएवर द आइटम इज देयर दैट वी आर गोइंग टू फिट इनटू द आइटम सी. फर्स्ट वेरिएबल इज a that into the item C. Okay, now out equals to out plus 1 mod n. What we are doing here, the next instruction or the next item from where we, item which is kept on the place next yeah, location from where we have to consume that we are going to update, right? So out equals to out plus 1 mod n, out plus 1 mod n. Now what is the out current value? 0. 0 plus 1 mod n, that is 1 mod n, so it becomes 1. So now the out value will be updated to 1. Fine. Now next what we are doing, count equals to count minus 1. count batata kya hai hame ki how many products are present into the item. Now we have consumed this first item, that is A. We have consumed this one, right? So this is removed from this. अगर ये remove हो गया है मतलब ये space खाली है, and that is why what we are doing, count में पहले कितने थे? 3 थे. According to the current situation, count variable is 3. So what we are doing, from this 3 we have already consumed 1. So we are decrementing the value of count. Okay, so count equals to count minus 1. So here what we are doing, suppose read RC m of count. जब हम count minus 1 करते हैं तो ये माइक्रो इंस्ट्रक्शंस रन होते हैं, राइट? तो हमने क्या किया, अब रीड RC m of count, मतलब मान लो RC ये किसका लोकल वेरिएबल है, कंज्यूमर का, where m of count we are loading, right? क्या है m of count? फिलहाल 3 है. Now decrement RC, 3 का -1 कर देंगे, it becomes 2. अभी क्या हम कह रहे हैं, now again suppose after executing this instruction and before executing the next one, that is store the updated result into the count variable, before executing this, if consumer process gets preempted, okay, if consumer process gets preempted, लोड किया ही नहीं, अपडेट कितना हुआ? 2 से, और हम क्या कर रहे हैं, इधर ही छोड़ दे रहे हैं उसको, ठीक है? नाउ या फिर पूरा भी करेंगे तो भी चल जाएगा, ऐसे कुछ दो वो भी केस चल जाएगा. सपोज यहाँ पे प्रिंट किया ही नहीं and we are saying it will change to 2. okay, decremented value will be 2, so count variable will be 2. Fine. And now suppose this is completed and now producer wants to execute, but now check out, in buffer we have total remaining products 1, 2 and the 3. 1, 2 and the 3 products are there, right? But after the execution of consumer process, the count is equals to 2, which is not matching, right? Which is not matching, right? And even if suppose यहाँ पे भी अगर प्रिंट किया रहता और काउंट की वैल्यू एज इट इज अगर 3 भी रहती, अगर हमने ये इंस्ट्रक्शन इधर ही प्रिंट किया रहता और इसकी वैल्यू 3 भी रहती, तो क्या हो जाता, जब प्रोड्यूसर यहाँ पे आता, द काउंट प्लस 1 होके 4 हो जाता, तो वहां पे भी वो वैल्यू मैच नहीं करती, बिकॉज इसका काउंट अलग ही है, इसका अपना काउंट इसने इंक्रीमेंट करके जो 4 निकाला था, isn't it? The incremented value was 4, which is not yet updated into the count. But after executing, after resuming this producer process, now that value becomes 5. तो मतलब पहले था यहाँ पे 3 और डायरेक्टली हो रहा है 5, तो वो भी सिंक्रोनाइज्ड नहीं है. So in such type of cases, if we are saying कि प्रोड्यूसर कंज्यूमर प्रॉब्लम या कोई भी रिसोर्सेज आप अलोकेट कर रहे हैं तो उसका सिंक्रोनाइजेशन प्रॉब्लम, एंड इफ यू आर रनिंग दैट प्रोसेसेस, इफ यू आर शेयरिंग एनी वेरिएबल और द मेमोरी लोकेशन between the two cooperative processes and you are executing in this normal way, then the synchronization, if it is not correct, synchronization is not scheduled properly in between the two cooperative processes, then it will not give you the exact result. It will give you some mistaken result. It may possible, depend upon whatever the situation is there. अगर नॉर्मल हो रहा है प्रोड्यूसर फिर कंज्यूमर फिर प्रोड्यूसर फिर कंज्यूमर, then you will not face any problem. Okay, in that case there will not be any problem. But because of any reason, if processes get preempted, then in that case the synchronization problem can occur, result will be inaccurate. So how we can solve that problem? This synchronization of two cooperative processes, the problem which occurred in producer consumer problem, that we can solve by using the semaphore. How that we can solve? Here we are going to use two semaphores, both the semaphores type of both type of the semaphores, counting semaphore and the binary semaphore. Okay, counting semaphore में हम क्या कर रहे हैं? We are using the two variables, या फिर आप कह सकते हो counting, दो counting semaphore हम use कर रहे हैं और एक binary semaphore use कर रहे हैं. And we know that binary semaphore, whenever it is initialized, it will be initialized with the 1, isn't it? Here we are using the S binary semaphore, and counting semaphore is full and the empty. Full, which is initialized to 0, and empty is n. Now अभी ये क्या रहता है कि how many places which are available, which are free in this buffer, that value will be managed by this full semaphore, and how many places are still empty in the buffer space, that value will be managed by this empty semaphore. Okay, we will see now the explanation. But how we are going to manage the synchronization in the case of preemption of processes also by using the semaphore, that we are going to discuss. Now here, suppose पहले तो ये रेगुलर कैसे फ्लो करता है वो देखेंगे, और फिर उसका वो जो दूसरा वाला केस जिसमें प्रॉब्लम आया था वो. अभी ऐसा है कि वी हैव suppose producer process is there, the detail code is not written here. Detail code आपका ये पहले वाले प्रोसेस में है. Here only we are using the solution. ठीक है, तो in the producer item, before entering into the critical section, before using the shared variable or the global variable, what we are doing, we are running the entry code here. What we are doing, down of empty, the down of empty. Now currently in this situation, if you can observe, in this situation, the empty value, buffer value में empty value कितनी है? 1 2 3 4 5, right? So empty value is 5 and the full value is 3. Total size of the buffer is 8. 5 plus 3 8, right? Now what we are saying, down empty. Now what down atomic operation does? It decrements the value by 1. Down का synonym operation कौन सा है? नाम क्या है दूसरा ऑपरेशन का? Down can be written as wait or signal. Yes, wait. And one more you can write P operation. Okay, down you can write it as a wait or P. So all these atomic operation decrement the value of the semaphore by 1. So now what we are doing, producer is going to produce the item, right? Producer is going to produce the item. That means whatever the empty space is there from the buffer, it is going to use, right? तो इसमें से क्या होगा, जो खाली वाले spaces का value है, that will be decremented by 1. So what we are doing? Before doing any further operation, we are immediately performing the down operation on the empty slot. So it will decrement by 1. So it will become 4. Okay. After this, what we are doing? Down of S. S is a binary semaphore, which is initialized to 1. Okay. Binary semaphore hai matlab, if the value is initialized to 1, and if any process gets the access while the value of S is 1, that means that process can execute, or that process can gain the access of critical section, isn't it? But now what we are doing, down of S, so ये S की value check किया 1 है, so it can decrement the value to the 0 and this producer process can gain the access, मतलब वो proceed कर सकता है आगे, ठीक है? डाउन ऑफ एस किया, उसके बाद अभी अंदर आए बफर ऑफ इन इज इक्वल्स टू आइटम पी, whatever the produced item will be there, that will be stored at this in position. In का अभी in क्या है, 1 2 3 पहले produce हो चुके हैं, the next location where producer can produce the item is 3 location, right? Suppose here D. Now in equals to in plus 1 mod n, मतलब एक से इंक्रीमेंट कर रहे हैं ताकि नेक्स्ट टाइम जब प्रोड्यूस करेंगे वहां पे रखेंगे, सो इट विल बी इंक्रीमेंटेड बाय 1. ओके, नाउ आफ्टर परफॉर्मिंग दिस अप ऑफ s, immediately after performing this we are doing up of s, that means we are incrementing the value of semaphore by 1. Means immediately after and exiting from the critical section, we are allowing to other processes to gain the access of this semaphore, right? Now next what we are doing, up of full. Up means signal operation, right? So up of full means buffer में जितने produce किए हुए हैं items, we are incrementing the count, that is 4, right? So you can verify here, empty is 4, full is 4, full plus 4, 8. So our buffer size is 8. Fine. So in this way, producer will execute its operation. Now consumer, down of full.
आपने नाम लिखा
Here, down of full. क्या है down of full? Down means decremented by 1. Right? मतलब जितने भी इसमें items थे उसमें का एक अब कम करेगा, consumer consume करने वाला है, right? Then down of S, semaphore की value 1, मतलब consumer can gain the access of further code, so it will decrement the value by 1, so it becomes 0. Now now suppose
हाथ मत दो, आज लोग
Muzammil, please mute yourself.
अरे उधर ही बैठना, पानी लाए.
Okay, so even if suppose, just let me remove. Okay, now even if suppose after this, if any item will be produced, consumed, that is another part. But यहाँ पे मान लो अगर प्रिंट भी हो गया, प्रोसेस प्रिंट भी हो गया, and after printing the more process, then who will come? Producer will come for the further execution. So even if the producer will come, what it is going to do? Down of empty first. Down of empty मतलब क्या करेगा, ये एक से डिक्रीमेंट करेगा तो वैल्यू हो जाएगी 3, and then it will gain the access of semaphore S, down of S. Now here you can observe S value is 0. If it is 0, that means consumer process cannot decrement this and cannot gain the access of the further line of code. मतलब वहां पे वो produce करके item buffer में नहीं डाल सकता, isn't it? So even if the consumer process or producer process, they will printed in between also, then also the other process cannot gain the access of the critical section or this count variable or this shared variable resource or any resources. Why? because the binary semaphore value will set to the 0. If any another process is using that, then the value of the semaphore, binary semaphore, will be set to 0. And because of this, no any another process can gain the access of the critical section, right? So the thing is that if we want to synchronize the two cooperative processes, then we have to make sure about we are using the semaphore. Semaphore is simply an integer variable where we will be having the two types, counting semaphore and the binary semaphore. And we know that counting semaphore is, we can say, counting semaphore can be used for managing the resources as well as for managing the order of sequence of execution of your processes. And binary semaphore is exclusively only used for the access of critical section. हम स्पेशली उसके लिए बाइनरी सेमाफोर यूज करते हैं, ठीक है? सो इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी कि प्रोड्यूसर कंज्यूमर प्रॉब्लम इस तरीके से ही पूछेंगे. in question paper the question will arrive like give the solution by using the semaphore for dining philosopher problem. डाइनिंग फिलोसोफर प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है वो भी हम आगे वाले आने वाले सेशन में देखेंगे. दैट डिपेंड अपॉन द डेडलॉक, ठीक है? लेकिन उसका भी सोल्यूशन हम सेमाफोर से दे सकते हैं. या if you have 5 printers, yeah, if you have this number of printers and you have the users this, then how you are going to arrange them by using, how you are going to give the solution by using the semaphore, that you can explain by assigning or by declaring the semaphore integer variable. And most important thing is how you are going to use this down and the up operation or signal and the wait operation. Okay, because in yesterday's example also we have seen there were 4 cases, right? 4 cases थे, लेकिन उसका सीक्वेंस कैसे आ रहा है, कहाँ क्या लिखा हुआ है, कब वेट हो रहा है, कब सिग्नल ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म हो रहा है, डिपेंड अपॉन दैट the access of critical section or access of any shared resources will be restricted. So it is very important how you are going to write the solution by using the semaphore. But by observing this all the examples or this type of the problems, you might not you might have not got the concept कि कहाँ पे हम कैसे एंट्री को रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकते हैं, एग्जिट में हम कैसे प्रोसीड कर सकते हैं, so that other process can get the access of shared resources, right? So this is what the producer consumer problem is. The question will be asked in the university examination like explain the producer consumer problem and how this can be solved by using the semaphore. So you have to explain the problem, this problem, as well as this solution, and this will be for 10 marks. Okay, now the next is, just a minute. We will see the basic concept of the next point, that is deadlock. With respect to your external examination, competitive examination, deadlock concept is very much important, पूछा जाता है ज्यादातर. और यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जाम में भी डेडलॉक एंड उसके अंडर कोई एक प्रॉब्लम जो स्पेसिफिक प्रॉब्लम होगा दैट विल बी आस्क्ड. न्यूमेरिकल्स भी होते हैं इसमें, ठीक है? सो व्हाट इज दिस डेडलॉक? Suppose any case where 2 processes are executing, okay, if 2 processes are executing and they're having some resource access, they both are working on separate resources, okay, and they both are waiting for the completion of execution of their own process, but they require some another result, and by getting that result only they can continue or they can complete, they can finish their own execution. Okay, we have consider we have two processes and they both are running individually, but they are waiting for something to happen, some event to happen. And after execution of that event only, they can complete or they can finish their own execution. But the event on which they are dependent, it is not completing in the given time, या फिर वो अभी complete होने ही नहीं वाला है, या फिर ऐसा है कि जो event है जिसके लिए ये wait कर रहा है उसके opposite के लिए ये wait कर रहा है, इसकी वजह से ये पूरा नहीं हो रहा है, like this. So in the scenario where both the processes are waiting forever so that some event can occur and they can finish their own execution. So such type of scenario, this situation is called as the deadlock situation. Okay. So like, for example, मान लो ये एक simple road है, and here from here one car is going and from here also one car is coming. Okay, this is their direction. This car is coming from here, this car is coming from here. Okay, and whenever they come here, one is waiting कि another car will go back, या फिर जो भी है, क्योंकि ये भी पीछे नहीं हट रहा है, ये भी पीछे नहीं हट रहा है. They are waiting for something to happen by this opposite side only, and no one is going back. Okay, they both are waiting permanently here. So this situation is called as the deadlock situation. Okay, this is called as the deadlock situation. If two or more processes, if they are waiting on happening of some event which never happens, okay, which never happens, then that situation is called as the deadlock situation. अगर हमारे ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम या प्रोसेसेस की इसमें कहा जाए, then suppose this is the P1 and this is the P2 process, and suppose here we have one resource R1 and the R2, and this R1 is allocated to this P1 process, and this R2 is allocated to this P2 process. Okay, but to complete the execution of P1 requires the access of R2 resource. So it is requesting to the R2. Okay, but R2 का access किसके पास है currently? P2 process के पास है, right? P2 is also executing right now. But to complete the P2 also requires the R1 access. Are you getting this? What I'm saying is there are two resources and two processes are available. R1, the first resource, is allocated to the P2. If P1 wants to finish the entire execution, then P1 requires the R2 process, R2 resources. Okay, but R2 is allocated to P2. अगर इसका खत्म होता है ये execution, then R2 can be allocated to P1, then P1 can complete its own execution, right? But P2 also requires R1 to complete its own execution, and that is why they both are waiting infinitely. There is no any end, right? So in this situation, we say that the deadlock occur. Okay, the deadlock occur. There are four again necessary conditions are there. One is mutual condition है, mutual exclusion भी जिसे हम कह सकते हैं, mutual exclusion. The second is no preemption. The third one is hold and wait. The fourth is circular wait. These are the four conditions. Mutual exclusion, everyone is already aware what is mutual exclusion. Only one process will gain the access of resources right? No, if any one process is getting the got the access of any resource, then no any other process can get the access of that resource. Okay, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. That is the mutual exclusion. Now no preemption. No preemption means suppose this process is executing, P1 process is executing by using the resource R1. ठीक है. If preemption will occur, अगर हम ऐसा allow कर रहे हैं कि P2 process आता है and it also requires the R1 process, then we are going to preempt the process and we are allocating this resource to this P2. Then this is not going to work. This should not happen. There should not be preemption in this case. क्योंकि ऐसा रहा तो कोई भी आएगा कभी भी resource छीन के ले लेगा. Then P1 process will hold its execution for the entire time. It will not execute entirely in the given time, isn't it? So that is the case of no preemption. Then hold and wait. Hold and wait means, in this case where we have observed the P1 has the access of R1 and which is waiting for the R2, and because it is not getting the access of R2 resource, P1 is not relieving R1 also, right? This is the case of hold and wait. So if this case happens, then no any process will get the entire access of resources as and when they want. They cannot gain the access of this resource, right? That is the condition of hold and wait. Then the circular wait. Circular wait means, like this scenario, in this scenario we have only two processes, but it may possible there are several processes available in this entire network, in the entire system which are executing, right? And if they are correlated, if they are using the common, if they are using the common resources and they are working like this कि ये execute होगा तो ये, फिर ये execute होगा ये, execute होगा ये, ऐसा सर्कुलर वे में, सर्कुलर वेटिंग अगर चलता रहेगा, everyone is waiting around for executing some different one, then how they are going to execute their own execution in the given time? It is not possible. It never possible, right? So these are the four necessary conditions which we have to make sure. We have to properly make sure about this four situation, right? And then we can consider whether the deadlock can occur or deadlock cannot occur. There are some numericals available on the deadlock where the question will be asked, some scenario will be given, some variables and some values will be given, and they will ask whether in this situation of this system or processes situation, whether the deadlock can occur or not. This type of the questions will be asked. Okay? So that we will see in the upcoming session, in tomorrow or in Monday's session. Okay. So enough for today. Mark your attendance, then you can leave.